Hey there Facebook, it is Vanessa here again, your motivational speaker, trainer and head coach from Live, Love, Give. And today's message is all about the fact that your highest potential, that thing that we are always constantly, striving for, particularly when we get into our self-development, we're always so focused on what is that next level of my potential? What is my highest potential? What am I here for? What was I born for? What is it all about? And that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, because so many of us, when we are like high achievers, we want to get that next goal. We want to reach that next level of our potential. And it's always this thing that's out there in the future that we're working towards. Maybe we identify, what our highest values are, and we want to strive to create a life and a lifestyle that, is totally encompassing of those highest values. Maybe we've got those visions in our lives that we want to work towards. We want that amazing house, we want that family, we want that career path, we want all of these different things that we think will mean that we reach a new level of our potential. But I really want to bring this back down today to a new way of thinking, and that is that your highest potential is actually available to you in each and every moment. It's not something out there in the future, something that you're working towards. It's not even that next amazing way of contributing to the lives of others. That is actually not your highest potential. And what I want to talk about is how we can bring living in our highest potential into each and every moment of our existence. And if you simply look at, at the end of our lives, this is the way I look at living in our highest potential. I truly feel that if we get to the end of our lives knowing that we have loved completely and that we've operated from our truth always, then we can know that we've lived to our highest potential. And so that's why, if we bring it back down to the moment, we have access to our highest potential in each and every moment. We have an option in every circumstance, in every engagement with other people, in everything that we do. Are we operating from love, or are we putting a block up to love? And secondly, are we operating from the truth that we know internally? Are we being really truthful? Are we being authentic? Are we speaking up when we don't like things? And are we, getting outside of, this giving to get something? That's not love. And so if we can know that our highest potential is to love completely and operate from the truth of who we are always, then we can bring that back to each and every moment. We don't have to wait till next year when we achieve this other goal, or we generate this amount of income, or, like I said, we get that house, we get that car, we get that relationship, any of that. That is not living to your highest potential. Living to your highest potential is in every single moment, loving completely and operating in alignment with the truth of who we are and what we really believe at our core, always. And that is probably the most difficult task that we will ever be faced with in our lives. And it's available to us in every moment. To choose love instead of fear, and to operate from our truth instead of what the external world may want from us, or what our perception is as to what they want from us. So I really, really hope that today's message is resonating with you guys, because so many people I'm dealing with who are beautiful individuals who have so much to offer, but they're so limiting themselves because they are getting caught up in thinking they have to have this big thing that's that next level of their potential, and they're so confused, and they're wasting every single moment, because our highest potential is accessible right here, right now, to choose love over fear. Love completely with no limits, with no holding back. And also to operate fully in alignment with the truth of who we are. That is your highest potential available to you in each and every moment. So guys, on that note, I would absolutely love to put out the invitation to each and every one of you who haven't already to come on over and join us in the Limitless Potential Inner Circle Facebook community, where we are absolutely living this, stepping up courageously, choosing love over fear and operating in alignment with the truth of who we are. And we want to help you just do the same. So definitely click on the link above and request to join, and I will approve you into that amazing community. Over 2,000 incredible people. It's so inspiring and exciting, and we'd love to have you a part of it. And I want to check in with you guys and see who's been able to join me today. I want to see if you've got any questions or comments or feedback that you want me to engage in right here, right now. Make sure that you drop them below as I'm going down. And I've got Dustin and Frank and Hassani and Andy. Thank you for your kind words there. And Gary's here and Caden's back. Awesome, awesome. Oh, thank you for your kind words, and I love having you here. And good afternoon to you as well, Dustin. And Linda's here, and Alexandria, awesome. And Miha, and Jeremy, and Kate, sharing to watch later. Oh, thanks so much, Kate. I always love so much when you guys share this content, reaching more people. That's such a gift that you guys give to me. So appreciated. And Jared's here, and yes, Alexandria, I love having you here. And Andy and Jared, g'day to you, and Les and Tim and Bogdan and Hamza and Jessica and Jeannie, awesome. And Eddie, hello from down under, love it, love it. And great message. I'm loving that you're loving the message there, Bogdan. And Lily's here, and Maddie, and Tanya, and Sarah. I'm loving that you found this a brilliant message. And Dilek, and Sergio, and Jared's here, and Alexandria, yes. And every day in life can be amazing and transformational. This is so powerful and true, and even problem situations and people become opportunity for extending care and grace. Totally resonating right now. You redeem your time and honor yourself and others. Absolutely. And I know this would so resonate with you, beautiful Alexandria. Yeah, absolutely. And I can't wait for this message to expand, because so many of us keep ourselves so limited in our lives in every area, because we're always looking to this external thing to finally prove our worth, when in actual fact you have the opportunity to know who you really are and offer your greatest gift, which is your love, your acceptance, your approval, your connection to those around you, including yourself. So step up with courage and choose love over fear, and definitely operate in alignment with the truth of who you are. Stop pretending, stop lying. There's no point in it at all. And I love you sharing your words of wisdom here, Alexandria, and Leanne and Mark from LA, awesome. And Delphine from Paris, awesome. One of my favorite places. I can't wait to get back there. And John, I'm so grateful that you're loving these posts. Thank you so much. And Gary, loving that you're finding this a great message of truth. And Lucy's here. And Alexandria, you like my earrings. I love it. Thank you. If you haven't noticed already, I love big earrings. And Anthony, can you summarize this Facebook Live video in one sentence? Yeah, absolutely. It's to choose love and to align with your truth is your highest potential available to you in every single moment. Hope that was helpful. And Gretel's here, and awesome. And Dustin, love is sometime mask over fear. Don't let it. Don't cover it with fear. Let love go. Yeah, absolutely. Whenever we are trying to whenever we're trying to control something, that is not love. Whenever we're trying to possess something or have a needy energy around something, it's not love. And love, love, I really do believe, is absolute freedom. Love has no rules, no regulations. It has none of that. that's all egoic made, and it's so limiting, and it keeps us so fearful. And that's actually what I'm currently doing a lot of work internally and researching, which is, can we have loving relationships that are totally free, free from rules, free from regulations, having absolute trust, authenticity, and fullness in that arena. And that's the journey that I'm on navigating that and researching that. And it's really interesting to dive into. And Caden, living by outer appearances and standards is toxic. We must live by standards of our own genuine making, or else we'll always be running in a race we can't win. Where would someone start this journey of prioritizing love? Awesome. I always so appreciate you being here, Caden, sharing your words of wisdom and asking your awesome questions. And so I would absolutely say that the journey towards prioritizing love always resides within. So we can say to ourselves, oh, next time I have that fight or that person upsets me or whatever, I'm just going to choose love over fear. I'm just going to do that. Good luck with that. If you don't have a strong centered love within yourself, and you are all of us walk around with some level of self-judgment, and that blocks us from love. And we have so many fears around our inability to handle whatever is thrown at us in the external world, whatever hurts, whatever anybody says or does can sway us. And not until you reach a point where nobody in the external world could say or do anything that would shatter your internal love for yourself, then you're always going to have to go on that journey of self-discovery within. I'm always recommending this book, and I'm going to have to bring a new one to you guys, because I feel like every single Facebook Live I am recommending Lovability by Robert Holden. If you haven't got that book yet, please right now go and jump on Amazon or wherever you get your book from. Go and get Lovability from Robert Holden. It is a foundational book. I call it like your Bible for your relationship with yourself, and it just simplifies all the stuff that actually matters. It's such an easy book to read. It's not long. It's so value packed. Every paragraph has just an aha moment in it, and it is the foundational piece that I really get everybody that I coach with, everybody that I communicate with. I'm forever recommending this book as a foundational piece to building the relationship with self, which ultimately allows you to prioritize love, like you're asking there, Caden. But it all stems from your relationship with self. If you have so many blocks to love, and you have those blocks because you don't trust within yourself to be able to handle anything in the external, so you feel like you've got to constantly protect yourself, then you're never going to prioritize love. You're going to prioritize your protection, and those walls that you put up to protect yourself also simultaneously imprison you. So the sooner you can tear down those blocks to love, and the way that you do that is to build that inner strength, inner value, strength, non-judgment, full acceptance for all of who you are. And then, when you operate from an alignment with the truth of what you know about who you are and what's right for you, then ultimately you generate such self-belief and trust within yourself that it no longer matters what happens in the external, because you trust, you know you can handle it, you know you'll learn a lesson, you know that you'll grow from it. Yeah, it's not always going to be comfortable, but when you have that level of trust within the self, anything is possible, and you will prioritize love because you know what it feels like to prioritize fear, and you know that that's just another wall, another block that you're going to have to tear down if you really want to step into your highest potential, particularly in every single moment like we're talking. So I hope that was helpful, Caden, and I so appreciate you. And Michael's here, awesome. And Tim, I had an experience of choosing love by recently attending my 20-year high school reunion, awesome. Heading into the unknown on how people would react, but it turned out to be one of the best experiences of my life. Just have to up the level of everyday life and decisions. Currently reading The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins, fantastic read. Awesome, thanks so much for sharing that, Tim. Yeah, and often, going back into an environment like, your 20-year high school reunion. That's cool. But, you know, going back to people and, you know, having all these fears and expectations, well, where are they now and what have they done with their lives and how are they going to judge me based on where I am now, or whatever the hell those fears are that we get so caught up in. And I absolutely love that you were able to choose love over fear. Many people don't go to those sort of things because they're so trapped in their own fears and self-judgment. And I love that you've had such a great experience with choosing love and going to that environment, having the time of your life. And I love that you're also going to bring it back to the everyday moments. You know, we've all heard it, you know, this present moment is all that we have. The past no longer exists. The future doesn't yet exist. All you have is the right here, right now. Stop wasting it. Thinking, trying to figure out what your next level of potential is. Live it right here, right now. Do the hard work in the moment, which is to choose love and to operate in total alignment with the truth. So that is it. And I love that you've recommended an awesome book there. Have to check it out. Thanks so much, Tim. And Wes and Kane is here, and Jeremy. Judging ourselves is a negative way, in a negative way, blocks the vision of who we really are. Hashtag love over fear. I love it. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. It's just another block that we put towards love, and we think that it's protecting ourselves, you know, judging ourselves. We think, okay, well, if I can judge myself, it means that I've already thought about it, so nobody else can do it. I'm going to put this next block to love up. And all that does is beat down on ourselves, and we can never get to that place of truly trusting in our ability to handle whatever happens in the external world, because we're not operating in alignment with our truth. We're just judging, bringing ourselves down. And I absolutely love that you've shared that, Jeremy. Thanks so much. And yes, absolutely. I love that new hashtag, love over fear. And Upbeat Buddha, thanks for being here. And Kaden, I had a very, very hard emotional weekend, and what you've just said is what I spent the other day meditating on. Oh, awesome. Thank you. You're always so refreshing and empowering. I'll be listening to the audiobook while working today. Thank you so much. Oh, that's so awesome, Kaden. And thanks so much for sharing that and sending you so much love and that truth, you know, on that emotional journey that you've had, you know. Don't we just like, you know, life is never going to be totally free of, you know, having those kind of roller coaster moments. I believe that, you know, whenever we've always got an opportunity to grow to that next level, and we're always going to be faced with a new person or situation that will challenge the solidity of our personal growth up until that moment. So doesn't matter how much we grow, we're going to be met with some sort of challenge that will test us. How solid are you in that new learning that you've had? And how are you going to use this opportunity to get a deeper understanding and learning to get to that next level? So I absolutely love that, Kaden. Thanks so much for sharing that. And Jeremy, awesome. What are your thoughts on forgiving yourself, and how do we truly forgive others to where we do not have a negative emotional charge? Yeah, absolutely. And I know you and I have spoken a little bit about this, Jeremy, so I love that. So in terms of forgiving the self, you know, that book Lovability that I just mentioned, I love what Robert Holden talks into about forgiving the self. You know, forgiving is all about, it's all based on you forgiving yourself for believing that you're unlovable. Because that's ultimately why we hold on to, you know, not being able to forgive others or forgive ourselves, because we've been buying into this belief that we're unlovable and we're not worthy. And the sooner we can build ourselves up and know that we are fully worthy, we are fully lovable, we can finally get outside of ourselves and our own ego and focused on, you know, what's been done to me or how I'm hurt or what other people have done wrong. And we get outside of ourselves and we see a different perspective. We put ourselves in the shoes of another, no matter how difficult it might be. And it's difficult because you're holding on to your victim story. You know, any time we are in conflict with another or we're not forgiving another, it's because we're believing that our victim story is bigger than theirs. And that is what keeps us in separation. So the sooner you can get what you've been looking for. You know, you want that understanding, you want all of that stuff from that external person. So whoever you're not forgiving, identify, what do you need from them? What are you looking for from them for you to feel lovable again? And you've got to take the power back. You've got to be able to get clarity over what that is. Do the work to be able to give it to yourself. Get yourself to a place where you know innately that you are whole and lovable just as you are, and validate your emotional experience. It's not about judging yourself for having all this negative energy towards somebody and not being able to forgive them. You've got to also validate your own emotional experience. But then ultimately you've got to, once you're in that place of centeredness, that you know your worth, you know that you're lovable, and you know that every single person walking the face of the planet is lovable to the depths of who they are, you really believe that, you can get outside of your own ego, you can put yourself in the shoes of another, and you can see what was their perspective, what was going on for that individual in this moment where they behaved poorly, they did the wrong thing, whatever that thing was that you're judging within them. What was going on in their world? And stop making it all about you. That's what the ego wants to do. The ego wants to make you central to the universe, and it thinks that the reason why others behave poorly or do the wrong thing, it's all about what that means about you. And when you get out of that state of feeling like you're unlovable and you're trying to feel like, why have they done this to me? And you get out of that victim mindset, and you fill yourself up, and you come from a place of strength and ownership, then ultimately you can see another's perspective, and that is where we gain real understanding. And if you can't find that perspective yourself, engage a mutual third party. If that's a relationship that you want to nurture long term and you want it to grow and deepen, then involve a neutral third party, a mediator, some person who can help show the perspectives that are going on between yourself, this other person, because ultimately my core belief is that any conflict can be resolved if we just get out of our own way and we expand our minds, take a meta perspective on the situation, and we're able to gain understanding from the other's perspective. It's not about making somebody right or wrong. That's what the ego wants to do. It's ultimately about you guys getting clarity about how it's not just all about you, and we're all battling our own fears, and we need to gain an understanding of the other person's perspective, get in their world for a minute, and that will solve all conflict. So I really hope that was helpful, and you are so appreciated, you absolute superstar. Jeremy, thank you so much for the questions today. You know I love questions. And Joe's here, and Laura, thanks Vanessa, I listen to you every day. You give us such great things to think about. Thank you so much, Laura, and I'm super grateful that you are tuning in each and every day. That absolutely lights me up. So thanks so much. And Adam's here, and Gretel, Lovability really is a lovely and quietly powerful book. Halfway through the audiobook. Awesome, Gretel. I love that you've picked that one up. And yeah, definitely it's a book that, like I've said many times, I don't generally go back and reread books. That one is a book that I've picked up a few different times, and you know, you get something new depending on what life transition or circumstance you're currently in. So that's why I call it the Bible of your relationship with yourself. So I love that, Gretel. And Kaden, thank you. It was a low roller coaster indeed, but life always rises back up again, sharing this message now. Thank you so much, Kaden. That's so great of you. And I love that you're on the up out of that roller coaster ditch. That's awesome. And Bradley's here, and Michael, and Elonia. Awesome, guys. That really was my message for each and every one of you guys today. I want you to step forth with courage today. I want you to own what your real, authentic, highest potential is, and know that it's not somewhere out in the future. It's right here in the moment. And I'm not going to lie, it is seriously tough. The two hardest things to do in life are to choose love over fear, like loving completely without limits and holding yourself back, back and aligning with the real truth. You know why? Because it's difficult, because the ego wants to keep you protected, but ultimately the ego is sacrificing your highest potential for a little bit of comfort in the moment, which ultimately ends up leading you on a pathway of absolute pain and limitation. So like that, and I've got Oscars. Awesome to see you, and looking forward to working with you. Absolutely, I can't wait for 20th of November. That will be awesome. And what's your thoughts on latest Jim Carrey's interview and on his perspective of the world in general? Oh, I haven't seen it, but I would absolutely love for you, Oscars. Could you link that to us? For anybody who wants to check it out, I certainly will. And I would love to give it a watch, and then I will give you my feedback if that's interesting to you. I'd love to hear that. So thanks so much for that heads up. Give me the link, send it, drop it below if you can. And I will definitely check it out, and I'll give you a bit of my spiel on it tomorrow in tomorrow's Facebook Live. So guys, that is it from me today. I am sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you to wherever you are in the world today, day or night. I hope it's amazing. I hope you're doing something phenomenal and extraordinary, and you're ready to take charge of every moment in your life, step up to your highest potential, choose love over fear, and operate in full alignment with the truth. That is your access point to your highest potential. And I'm sending you all of my love, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.